Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. Why I do what I do for you. Today, I got something different. Let's just say that. So, heads up. Let's go. Brightism, 25 Rules to Live By. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I call them life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I hope they're working out for you. That's the goal. As long as you know thyself, that's my mission. And I'm on it. Let's go. Right thinking's mission, again, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life. That's what it is for me. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment. That's my mission for all right thinkers. Knowing thyself is the goal for us right thinkers. You can't be a right thinker or claim to be a right thinker and don't implement the principles that will make you a right thinker. I see a lot of Christians claim to be Christians and don't do nothing Christianly. Same with every religion. They just like the sound of, I'm this, I'm that. Mm-mm. I am who I am. That should be sufficient. But if you don't know who you are, you claim to be anything. So let's go. I'm trying to give you the definitions about thyself, and that's the goal. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows, but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. That's cool. I'm the spiritual alarm clock to wake. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers. No lesson. And to my eye, be true. Boy, this little book here. I started at the first page and now I went to the back of the book. Why? Because this lesson is called Right Thinkers. Let's talk about definitions and explanations. I'm going to give you the definition of the word. A lot of people, you know what this word means, you know what that word means. We have ideas and assumptions. A lot of times we ain't always spot on. So having the correct definition and understanding the word is you're able to use the word in the proper context in the right way. A lot of people say this. Well, I didn't mean that, but that's what you said. As a teacher and as an educator, I have to be precise on what I'm talking about because you listening, you need to be able to understand what I'm saying. And if not, you can get explanation for it. So my point is say what it is you need to say the way you need to say it so people can understand it. I can't keep telling you, well, you said that. I didn't mean that. That's not right thinking. I think before I speak. All right, so here we go. Definitions, explanations. Excuse me, explanations. I'm gonna go through the definitions starting with A's. I'm gonna selectively pick out the ones I think we should know. Okay, I'm not gonna go through everyone knows. It's too much stuff. I'm looking at maybe over 100 words. So if you got 100 words, the definition, that means you just been enlightened to something you either thought you had or thought, but now you know what? You just got the explanation for it. If you have an idea about something, and that's cool, but when you get the understanding, you can forget the idea. Now you have knowledge. That's what enlightenment means. You're learning something that you didn't know. I'm here to do just that. I know what I know you don't know. So I'm not saying nothing other than that's why I do what I do and bring it to you. So let's go. I'm trying to educate. Remember, I teach. Moving on. Let's start with the first one. Self-mastery. These are the things that you need to have control over. Okay? That's what the first thing. Right thinkers, controlling anger. Starting with the A's. Now, anger is desire. Watch this. Burning in the blood and acting in what? Resentment at what is or supposed to be a wrong to oneself or to another. When somebody does something to you, you're going to react emotionally with anger. It's normal. It's okay. But a right thinker knows how to control and suppress that anger. So it turns into what? Understanding and working something out, not physical altercations. When I used to get mad, I call that the hawk. Once you bring out the hawk in me, I'm going to tear some stuff up. Simple as that. So, we all have the hawk in us. So that's just anger. We just deal with anger. And that's what the hawk is. He's rage. When he come out, hawk smash. He ain't trying to discuss nothing. He ain't trying to work nothing out. When he come, something's getting destroyed. So we got to understand that every time we bring out the hawk, we're going to be destructive. And remember, Set's hieroglyphic sign is a man with a hatchet to his head. That's you can't get no more self-destructive than that. So that's just A. Let's go. Now, talk about art. Art was something that I didn't care for. I can't draw. I can't imagine and put my imagination on paper. I'm not good at that. I have a problem with that. So I stay clear of art. But in school, you had to take the class. So, and art is what? A skill in the expression of feeling and desire. Wait a minute. I'm an artist. I can express it. I can't draw it. I can't do, but I can express it. So I know the art of speaking and orating and teaching. So I don't have to draw it. I can speak it and get you to understand it in your mind. All right. Now let's go with this one. Astral. It's a starry matter, meaning it's something that's between the ears. Now you're going to deal with astral body. Well, what's the astral body? Now, as right thinkers, I break down the consciousness for you. I break down the body. This is the physical body is the ka. That's the physical. That's the lowest level. That's what we in. Next level is astral. Why? Because we're gonna think on this next level. It ain't physical. So astral body is what? As a term used in this book, he's telling you this is the definition for his word. How about that? Okay. So in this book is what to describe the radiation solid of the fourfold physical body. The other three are what? The airy, solid, fluid, and solid fluids. The airy, solid, and fluid solid are what? Only masses. They are not developed into form. The astral body is that which what shapes the matter of the growing body according to the form of the breath form into what? Birth. Thereafter, the physical body was what? Depends on the astral body to keep its structure and form according to the form of the breath form. We're going to break the breath form down too. I got that highlighted. After the breath form leaves the body, so I guess you know breath form is the spirit. Watch this. When the breath form leaves the body at death, what happens? The astral body remains near the physical structure. That's called the ka. Talk about that too. The 9 aspects of your character, the personality, they got that covered too. He don't know that, but he's defining it his way. I know that now. 30 years ago, I didn't. So it's Greek to me. So understand, I'm sweating like a pig up in here, but I'm working. I'm ready. All right, here you go. The astral body remains near the physical body, which is what the card does. It is moving on. This ain't that lesson. So watch this. Then the astral body depends on structure for what? Maintenance and its dispense of what? The structure decays. The body's going to wherever. We know that, okay? Even the astral body. Now you got we go there where I'm at now. Let's deal with breath. Egypt, or my concept, the right thing in philosophy, she taught me that creation goes where air was the first creation of God's when he came out of the noon. First, it started with order, my girl, Maya. Now, to start creation, show you how conscious he was. He knew that we needed what? Air. He called it shu. He knew we needed water from above. The earth is 75% water. We don't need no more water down here. We need water, fresh water coming from heaven. That's tough new. That's the first pair conscious aspects of nature. We need air to breathe, we got water. Then what we got to have? The foundation, which is the earth, that's Gab, and then heaven, that's the firmament, that's new. That's the creation story. And the other element is fire. Those are 5 elements that man don't have nothing to do with. We didn't create that. We don't have nothing to do with that. The spirit that's in the physical body is the 6th element. That's breath. Let's go. Hope you got the concept. Breath is the life of the blood, the provider and builder of tissue in the body, the preserver and what? The destroyer. By what? Or in which all operations of the body continues to exist or pass out of existence. What? Until by thinking is made a what? A regenerated and restored the body of everlasting life. The breath that's in us don't die. It leaves when the body ceases to exist. Moving on. The next one is, okay, breath form. We just used that word in the definition earlier, so I want to define that. That's cool and perfect. Breath form is what? A nature unit, which is the individual living form, aka soul, told you, of each human being. Its breath builds what? Builds and renews and gives what? Life to what? Tissues according to the pattern furnished by the form, and its form keeps in form keeps its form. The structure is body during its presence where? In the body. The spirit only has form of the physical body because that's where it's at, like water. It'll take on the form wherever you pour it in, that's what it's going to be. The spirit pours into the body, it becomes the body. Conceptually, that's the concept. Watch this. Now, death is what? Death, listen, I had an argument, but a discussion when the brother told me I made a statement, life and death. He said, no, it should be birth and death. Life don't end. So, see, when you think you got something, so you can make your argument because you think you're right, all I do is factual prove you misunderstood or misinterpreted, but you're wrong. Why? Life and death is synonymous. Watch this. Death is the result of what? Is separation from the body. When the body has no life, the body is dead. And it's part of life. It's the opposite of life. What's birth? No, life is life. Birth is coming into the world. We know that. So the semantics, because you think this or you think that, don't mean nothing except to you. And if you vocalize it, you can get clarity. And if you learn it, you understand. Got it, understand, and move on. But debate and argue, a waste of my time. I don't do that. Okay, where we at? Now we're over to the C's. I'm coming down here. Character. That's a good start. Nope. I like the word chance. Define chance. I don't gamble. Okay. Used to, but I don't take chances. That's what gambling is. Watch this. Gambling, chance is a word used to what? Excuse, well, there you go, oneself for not understanding or to explain acts, objects, and events that occur and which are not easily explained. We know that. As a game, watch this. Here we go. Now, as games, nut and bones, and a chance happening. Right now, my old man back in the day, he got locked up for number running, illegal lottery. Now, the white man, they done took over that hustle was the black man's last stronghold for the community. Now, back in my day, you hit a number, it was 600 to 1 odds. Now, the lottery, $1 to start the game off. And you gotta have a dream. Yeah, dream of winning, but it's all again, give me a chance. And it was sucks you in. Watch this. Here we are. No, chance down here. Okay. Chance happens. But there is what? There is no such thing as chance in the sense that happening could have happened in any other way than it did, independent of law and order. Every act of chance, such as the flipping of a coin, the turning of a card, and throwing, there you go, the dice. Got to be in there. What happens according to certain law and order? whether they are according to laws of physics or laws of what? Knavery and or trickery. Okay, there's always some shenanigans going on in the game of chance. Why? If what is called chance were independent of law, there would be no dependable laws of nature. Why? Then there would be no certainty of the seasons or the day of night. There is laws that we more or less understand, just as our chance happenings, which we do not take enough trouble to understand. I don't do chance. I don't gamble. Simple as that. So to try to convince me, waste your time. Again, if I say I don't do something, let it go, please. Because if you tell me don't do something, I don't have a problem with that. So I expect the same respect I give you. Moving on. Let's talk about now character. Something a lot of us don't have a clue about. And our ego is our captain because we identify with ourselves. And if we're not knowledgeable of self, all you're going to do is run around with the ego. Watch this. Character is the degree of what? Honesty and truthfulness of who? One's feelings and desires. There's that word again. As expressed by what? His or her individual thought, word, or action. You are I tell you, if what they say don't match what they do, they are of bad character. They're liars. Simple. Character is being what? Honest, truthful. So when people aren't honest and truthful, they are liars and they got bad character. Sorry about that. And wasn't Martin was saying, judge me by my character, not the color of my skin? I'm just saying. Moving on, watch this. Where we at down here? Now, character. Here we go. Honesty and truthfulness in thought, act, and fundamentals of what? Or fundamentals, excuse me, of what? Good character. If it's opposite than that, it's bad. Ain't no in between. We don't do the fence straddler. You can't be in the middle. Well, no, either here or there. Simple as that. You can't serve two masters at the same time. Now, the distinguishing marks of what? A strong and considerate and fearless character is what? Character is inborn, is in you, inherited in you. From who? From one's own what? Former lives as the predisposition to think and act. Remember, the spirit carries on and it can carry memory from the last lives. Understand that? Now, it is what? Continue or changed as one chooses. You can be him or you can be me. Your choice. I did both. I know the difference between the two. When you do it for yourself, you understand. I'm trying to avoid you from one side. I told my kids, you didn't got to go to jail. You didn't got to sell drugs. You didn't got to do that nonsense to be your best self. Why? I took the long road. Okay? I figured it out now. So I'm letting you know, don't go that way. Well, I ain't the way to go. If somebody trying to help you, trust them. That's all. Moving on. Communion. As a yogi, I commune with my higher self. That's all internal and it's all between the ears, but it's useful. Watch this. Communion is what? The thinking oneself into relation with what? Righteousness and in receiving light according to the system of right thinking. I'm going to move on. Let's talk about conception, divine immaculate. Remember that? The Jesus birth? Relax. Divine immaculate conception is not, hear me good, is not the impregnation of an ovum in a woman. So Christians, please, all that Gabriel came down and I seen Gino that same nonsense about Gabriel came down in 6 months, just why he wasn't born on the 25th of Christmas. Yeah, he was supposed to be born in March. We know all of that too, but we know that there's no such thing as the immaculate conception from God impregnate a woman. And watch this, it followed by the gestation and birth of another physical body. Ain't happening, never happened. So you perpetrating a story that we know ain't what you're saying, but you still Moving on, I get caught up in that stuff. Now, a sexual birth, watch this, cannot result from what? Divine conception. Bam. Moving on. A truly immaculate conception is what? Is for the rebuilding of the imperfect sexual body of death into what? A perfect sexless body in the eternal life. It's a spiritual thing. When the 12 preceding lunar germs have been what? Merged with the 13th lunar germ. The 12 apostles, you're the 13th. You're the germ that makes them all work. Becoming conscious of every aspect of your character. We talked about that. You will raise yourself to a higher level consciously. And watch this. The physical part is the body. And watch this. When the 12th lunar part joins, it what? It returns to the head. The body is a horoscope. Okay, zodiac. Aries starts here. I'm gonna get it. I got a lesson for. I got a lesson for that because this is right here in the book. I just got finished looking at it, and I'm about to have fun because this is information. That's all it is. This is Aquarius, age of Aquarius. I'm just doing what comes natural, giving information. I got a lot of it, so I'm giving it away. Okay, here we go. Watch this. It returns to the head. Watch this. It is there met by what? The solar germ, and it does what? Receives a ray of light. Remember, light is knowledge. It's going to tell you, wait a minute, before I get there, watch this. I'm telling you the definition of light. So when you hear that word, you know, okay, knowledge, understand it. Watch this. The self impregnate was, okay, it received a ray of light from where? From the intelligence. In is telling you this is right. Watch this. That is a self impregnation of divine conception when the rebuilding of the perfect body follows. Knowing thyself is a divine immaculate conception. Why? Because you and God are about to become one and you are connected with God. Sounds like spiritual connection, not a physical one, but you're still in the physical body. So understand that it ain't about making babies. It's about coming enlightened to oneself. Now, conscious, one of my favorites, spelled Conscience. Why you think they put conscious or con first and then science? It's been proven. Remember, science and religion don't go together. Why? Because science deal with facts. Most religion deal with what? Belief. So they pretty much don't go together. So let's understand that. But watch this. The conscious I'm talking about, not this one. This one. Watch. And they knew this. That's why they spelled the difference. Watch this. Consciousness is the sum of what? Knowledge about what should not be done in relation to any moral subject. Maya teaches you how to morally conduct yourself. You stand and live by Maya philosophy. That's what they're telling you. It's all moral, ethical. And watch this. It is one's standard for right thinking. I didn't write it. Right thinking is the standard. Watch this. Right thinking, this is ours. It's for one standard of right thinking, right feeling, and right action. I teach that. Didn't get it from him. Okay. All right. Watch this. And it is the soundless voice. How could you hear soundless voice? Of what? Righteousness. Okay. And where is it? In the heart. Watch this. That for what? Forbids any thought or action which varies from what it knows to what? Be right. I try to explain to you. Once you become God conscious, doing wrong, it don't set well with you. Being sneaky and deceitful don't set well for me. At one time, that was my way of life. Trust me. So I know the difference between good and bad. Oh, do I now? But when I was just doing bad, that's all I knew. And it never worked out good for me. Now I know why. So all you people who doing bad, expecting good to happen, only way you're gonna get good to happen is you produce good stuff. Moving on. That's what God tells you. You have the choice to serve me or serve yourself. Your call. Moving on. You serve me, you get blessed. Serve yourself, you get karma. Moving on. Where we at that? I'm hitting it. Right this. All right, here we go. What's right? The no, watch this. The no or the don't is what? That voiceless voice of the what? The doer's what? Knowledge concerning what he or she should what? Avoid or not do or not give consent to be done in any situation. I didn't use or listen to that inner voice when he went to make that drug deal that infamous day because the ego said, let's go. hmm But when I got caught, the ego said, hey man, I'm out. He ain't going nowhere. He just ain't gonna be having no voice. Why? We got nothing to do now. So trust me, serve your higher self. You'll be rewarded. Serving yourself, you will pay. So next one is again conscious. Conscious is what? Knowledge. Sorry about that. The degree in which that which is conscious in relation to having knowledge, aka right knowledge. You can have knowledge of a whole bunch of stuff, but if it ain't pertaining to you, what's the use and what's the good? So knowing thyself and having self-knowledge should be priority one. After that, you can go and do whatever you want, but you got God first. What do you say? Put God first and then rest of it. Simple, same thing. That's conscious. Now let's talk about consciousness, spelled CONSCIOUSNESS. What is this one? This is the one that's, watch this. Consciousness is what? The presence in all things by which each thing is conscious in what? In the degree in which it is conscious as what or of what it is or does. AKA, you can only be conscious of thyself when you know thyself. You want to be conscious of your higher self. And when you do certain things, watch this. Now, as a word, remember the word was with God. As the word is, it is as the word, it is the adjective conscious, watch this, developed into a noun by the suffix ness. It is a word unique in what language? It has no synonyms, and its meaning extends what? Beyond human comprehension. We say God is all conscious. Why? He's always thinking. We just conscious of ourselves. God conscious of everything. That's all consciousness. Okay? Consciousness is what? Beginningless. God got no beginning. He has no end. For us in time and space, he is the beginning and the end. Outside of time and space, he's all. Conceptually, we ain't got to worry about that. Why? We ain't going there. We deal with God while you're in the physical world. How about that? Never mind what he's doing somewhere else. He's doing it in you. Recognize that, become conscious of that, and now you're what? God conscious. All right thinkers are God conscious. Why? They know themselves and they know God is with them, within them, not up on high, not in some bush, burning bush on Mount Sinai. The nonsense. Excuse me. Stop with the nonsense because consciousness is beginningless and endless. It is indivisible without parts, qualities, states, attributes, or limitations. We call that God. We know that. It's been like that since the beginning. We just have our expressions of it now. Ancients had a big idea and understanding about God. Yet, watch this. Everything from the least to the greatest in and beyond what time and space is dependent on it. What's it? God. To what? Be and do. Its presence in every unit of nature and beyond nature and enables what? All things and brings to the conscious as to what or of what they are. Knowing thyself is becoming conscious. I'm trying to get you there. And what's this? And they are and are to what? Do to be what? Aware of themselves, aka conscious of what? All other things and beings, and to progress where in continuing higher degrees of being conscious towards the only one ultimate reality, consciousness, knowing thyself. I'm gonna stop right there because see, I done put a lot of time and I ain't got past C. So I'll be back. Stay with me. I got more for you.